The story takes place in the last days of World War II. The second professional journalist, Diane, has just graduated. New and enlisted in the army after Diane entered the army received orders from its commanders to go with the military squad for the lines in front to document scenes of war. The front line was full of soldiers, 2 dead people from different countries. Diane was with him, his camera, and he was filming everything he remembered. It will be a simple combat mission. But after a while, on the day of travel, they discovered that they had not seen a human being. One has been living all this time and there is no response from the wireless devices were scary, and one day Dace discovered a strange skeleton. Looks like a normal human skeleton, except for its skull. It didn't even look like a human skull. His limbs were fixed with iron, and limbs were fixed with iron. They thought about it a lot, and the band continued on its way to the theater. The wireless was working on the wireless, it's not working. Suddenly the leader called him, and they discovered a small village with a few civilians still living in it. A lot of chickens, and the band ate it completely and died a quiet night, and in the morning, suddenly a distress call came on my wire. The caller identified himself as a member of my group. The tiger bear said they were locked in a facility.
They did not know how to get out, so the leader asked him quickly about more details, but no matter how much the caller asked, he was working. He repeated their coordinates, but the leader came out.
Map and look at the coordinates. It turned out to be an area mining far and close to the band's location. The commander decided to take the squad and go investigate. The issue is that the wireless operator feels that something is wrong. He made a mistake and quickly left to advise the leader. The leader decided to go and ordered Diane to. He went with him, and while they were walking, they discovered a dead body. The soldiers did not pay attention to the road either. Diana had to record the scene, so he raised the camera. He looked at the body and noticed something. The body is strange. Its shape is modified in its hands, and when her heart discovered that her eyes were very strangely shaped. Suddenly, the corpse's eye exploded, and it started shaking in a strange way. It is not normal for Diane to go into labor, and the commander came and told him the band is following Diane. He forgot about this topic gradually. After they climbed a small hill, they saw that the place they were going to was full of smoke. I looked everywhere, and there were no signs. There was no sound of gunfire in life, something very strange in a war zone for them to know. What is happening? The commander ordered the squad to. They entered the building. There were anti-aircraft guns. There were planes in the yard outside, and there were bodies. It was very burnt.
Smoke was coming out of here when, look carefully, and you will find that these bodies are nuns. There was also one who was still living among the corpses. Diane wanted to take some shots, but the soldiers, they decided to help the nun to rest. So they decided to enter the church to investigate. The
church was dark and not very religious. He asked the new recruit, Sasha, to turn on the light, but he found nothing but the generator. And when he started working, the church was lit up as soon as the light came on. They worked and discovered that this was a factory, and that there were experiments. Strange thing happened at this moment. They discovered in the angle is a strange person with wires in his brain. The strangest thing is that when the whole factory lights up the person, the stranger started to wake up comfortably, and after a while he got up, and he began to move his body in a strange way. The creature's brain. It was covered with iron sheets, covering it. His hand was in a modified electric chair. The team was curious to know what this was. The leader went to hold his hand to look. Suddenly, the creature's old man came to him. The mechanic stitched himself into the commander's body along the way. The rest were scared and opened fire on him immediately. After they fell into the commander's intestines, this creature, it was thrown everywhere. The leader wasn't there. Amal lived, but the soldiers killed him to make themselves comfortable. So the wireless operator wanted to strengthen the signal. Wireless using the tower, but no response. The teams fought over who would lead the team. After that, he was the oldest one in the band. But nobody wanted him. So the teams were now under the control of an operator. Wirelessly, the atmosphere here had a strange aura. Shield wanted to achieve more, so he decided to achieve it in the city next to the mine. But when they described it, they discovered that there was nothing they thought existed. They were about to come back empty-handed when suddenly there was a barking sound. A dog came from far away, and when they walked after the sound they discovered the farm. The farm had animals, many are locked in cages. They saw the animals, they ate, and you caught a rabbit and killed it. Suddenly a farmer appeared at the door, and one of the team hit him, and the other team hit him. Firejaw stopped quickly because they needed it. This farmer lives to be answered about a place. Their friends then took on the task of interrogating Diane. The peasant said that this city belongs to the Nazis. They occupied it a long time ago, and most of the people here you were killed, and the rest fled or left a trace, and nothing remained. He only changes it to raise animals. He asked him about the Nazis and the whereabouts of his peasant friends. He asked him if his camera was the latest model. This angered Diana and threatened him with the rabbit, but the farmer he still refused to tell you the truth, so he took his own path. A little different, he became more direct. Kamar, his colleagues the farmer grabbed him and took out his knife. He interferes and stops him, but he gets carried away, and when he sees you the farmer also does not want to cooperate with you. The farmer's finger, with one quick and careful strike. The farmer said that if he did not do what he was told, his land would be cut off. The farmer's head is torn. He is stubborn, and he will take them back quickly. The room was hidden, and he told them that the soldiers, the Russians, were inside her, so he was worried and made her advance to enter. But suddenly the farmer ran inside the corridors. They were very complicated, and they got lost in them. They had to look for evidence inside it, and started anxiety gripped them at that moment. Did anyone hear a voice? Metal, and when they turned around, suddenly they found the mechanical creature. Their colleague appeared behind them, his hands turning into sharp swords. Evan saw him, and when he saw that Diane was in danger, he opened the door for him. Fire quickly, but the creature was not affected by the bullets. And the sound of gunfire attracts mechanical monsters. Most of the team had to split up to escape the monsters.
She was everywhere. Diana was about to be robbed of her luck. She heard the voice in you who told him where to go. Diane left. They ran after him and fled outside. But it was not safe outside. Ivan was ambushed by a monster with claws. From behind, their colleague opened fire quickly, but
they were able to penetrate the monster's shield. A bomb and the smoke that came out of the explosion covered. They saw them and took advantage of the opportunity and ran away quickly. They went back to the factory after a while to rest, and you were there. He wants to help Ivan, who is seriously injured. Evan hit him with a box and then removed his bag far away from you. I suggest that they leave the place. This damned guy just don't feel like he might be in it. Naz's secrets are here, so he decided to investigate more before. They walked, but the rest did not know that this decision will lead everyone to destruction. Suddenly at night, the sound of a fire being fired was heard outside the factory. Open it. The door was filled with people dressed as Nazis. They entered quickly. There was a woman and a child with them, and they said, "The mechanical zombies are expelled and they are removed." He asked them what else they knew, but the lady said that she just know that there is a crazy world out there that is constantly inventing new mechanical zombies. After hearing that remove it, he was no longer interested in her. He couldn't stop himself. He went to the lady and found out that she was a doctor. You can help treat the injured team members, especially Evan, but she told him that she had to carry it. The first helmet is the helmet that was on Ivan. It had entered the skull due to pressure in the stomach. Ivan's helmet was pulled forcefully. Ivan died on the spot. Because of the distraction that the lady caused in Evan's death, the guard was pierced in the brain with an electric drill. A group of zombies attacked, and they were terrified. They opened fire quickly, but there were no bullets. There were no bullets. I penetrate their defenses and I pull away from one of the creatures in this chaos. Someone threw a bomb, the explosion of the zombie bird. The band finally took a chance for them to rest. And also the explosion revealed tunnel entrance. At this critical moment, everyone entered the tunnel. And his he escape, and after they reached the top, he removed the group quickly, find out what's still available. By chance, there was a jamming device on it. Wireless in Diane's bag turned out to be communication. The wireless connection to the outside world was down. Because of Diane and his colleagues, many died because of that. There was a traitor in the band before he was killed. Diane brother finally revealed his true purpose. He had a secret mission from his superiors to bring the group is here to arrest the doctor who zoom in on mechanics or individuals. The group did not complete the mission. Their family will face unexpected accidents, even though the team members did not. They didn't believe me. But when they saw the secret documents they found out that he was not a liar. So they found a solution. But they complete the mission after that.
Nazi soldiers lead them into the mad world. They went down to a lower level and discovered that this place it was full of severed limbs of soldiers. The Nazis made weapons that led to the end, will destroy them, but every time they go down, everything will go down. Everything will go down.
It's not that dangerous anymore, and they encounter a group of zombies. This time they were smarter than they were shooting, and they were running away while they were walking in the past. A zombie was cleaning up corpses and didn't attack them. When they saw that not a single one of the team was armored, hit him in the head, and then make the Nazi kid. He entered the room to see the situation. Suddenly there was zombie inside, and zombies cut the child along. Then he went out and attacked the group that was leaving. His stuff was spinning around his head fast. Their touch will definitely break, and at a critical moment someone will discover his weak point, so he quickly got out and cut the liquid pipe. The one who leaked ignited quickly and exploded quickly. The helicopter flew away and killed the Nazi soldier.
He burst into laughter. At this scene, they finally got rid of the zombies.
The one in the room, Diane, insisted on everyone that they continue forward. The team members were not. We are happy to grow in the slide, and let him complete the remaining tasks are left to me alone, and I will order my colleagues to do them. They come back, but how many of them disappeared? They suddenly left Fatal complaining in the middle of the pile of corpses. A zombie specialized in collecting tools appeared and took a bag. Diana has no choice but to hold the camera, and walking behind him. And while walking, he discovered that this mechanical zombie production line was in there. There are a lot of zombie workers here. Every zombie was working in his station. Suddenly the zombies knew that there was the sons of Adam were in front of them and attacked him. I swear to God I will be held accountable. In the latter, and recorded his last words on the last movie, it turned out that the army had promised him that he would save his mother. But he had to bring the mad scientist to go up and reach the room, and it looks like this. The world's workshop, the madman, also discovered that the doctor was in front of him. Her head was mounted on her body. The doctor's teddy bear was looking at him with eyes. Diana begged you to ignore her and continue forward and see a picture of the mad scientist on the cupboard. And he was shocked when he discovered that the farmer was the scientist, the madman, and the mission could have been accomplished. In the beginning, if he was honest with his colleagues. But what? There was no time to hesitate, so Diane moved quickly forward. Through a small and entered the cooling room were corpses hanging from the ceiling.